Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Sunday edition of What's Up Wrestling. I'm here with Luis Ruiz. It's been a big week in wrestling. We're here to recap it for you, the highlights, the lowlights, and where we think it's going from there. So last night, Luis, WWE Fastlane delivered another great card in Indianapolis, Indiana, in a sold-out crowd. It seems like everything WWE is doing these days is like working for the most part. Let me ask you the very first match was the shocker of the night. Like, I literally did not think we had Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes versus Judgment Day's Finn Balor and Damian Priest. I was for sure thinking this was just, we'll put the two big guys in the match because we don't have Roman and we need like big stars on the card. I did not think they were going to win. What did you think? What happened?
Yeah, I was shocked because I was saying like I thought that they were gonna win if there wasn't gonna be any interferences. So I was like, all right, this match is gonna end with some type of DQ. I didn't think it was gonna end like I didn't think there was gonna be a pinfall. I thought there was gonna be some type of Judgment Day just beat up, and then that's how it was gonna end. And then I started to, when I was like, as the match is going on, I was like, oh, they're letting them like get close. And then I thought the match was over once Rhea hit him with the briefcase, and then Finn rolled him up. I was like, all right, it's over. And then next thing you know, he kicks out, and I was like, wait a second. And then once Cody hit the crossroads on the table, I was like, oh wow, they're gonna win this thing. And I was shocked. I really was shocked. Not in the sense that I was mad. Like, I actually kind of enjoyed. I'm actually kind of happy they did it, but I'm just excited to see where this goes now. But it's been a while since we've had like a shocking title change, and that was one of them.
Completely shocking. And the only thing that a lot of people were saying this, that, and the other, but I'm wondering how to get us back to finishing the story with Cody Rhodes thing. What if all of this leads to everybody goes back to the bloodline? Even Jey turns on Cody, and it's like a total back, everybody's back, and they're trying to take Cody out. I don't know.
I did kind of feel that way because I feel like the Cody and Jey thing, other than I don't know how it also would end besides someone turning on him, and I don't think Cody's gonna do it. I could see like Jey doing all this just to get back into the bloodline and then costing him and turning on him and beating the crap out of him. I that would be kind of cool. I mean, I know some people would feel like it's a cop out, but I think that'd be kind of a cool way to bring it all back together. But then at the end of the day, I don't know. The only reason they wouldn't do that, I feel like, is because they are trying to set up Jey versus Jimmy at Mania. So I don't think they're gonna. If they do that, then it goes all the way back to them having to turn on each other again.
I don't know. It just seems so long till we get there. It's just so long.
That's why I wouldn't be surprised if. I think this means this is their way of getting Jey and Cody back on SmackDown, because now they're the SmackDown champions. So now they can both be on both shows. So that's their way of having him continue the story. I think maybe at Saudi Arabia we get, because the whole thing is that Judgment Day is now involved with the Bloodline too, because now they're doing this whole thing, which I love. I missed when I grew up, a lot of the main storylines would intertwine together, and it would be good guys versus bad guys, and they're finally doing that again, which I thought was awesome. And the ending of SmackDown was so nostalgic because that's what they used to do. Everyone used to just come out at the end and beat each other up. So I don't know if this means they're going to do some type of War Games Survivor Series between the Judgment Day and Bloodline against all the good guys, I guess, basically. But that would be pretty cool if they do that too.
I mean, the thing that I thought was great about this match was, and I was, as I mentioned to you, I was for sure, like, they lost the titles, Finn and Damian, they lost them. And this is setting up Damian to cash in on Money in the Bank. I was so sure that how could they not do that? Now, I must have missed. There must have, I may have missed this. Was there a moment backstage where the Judgment Day said to Damian, no, don't go out there?
There was.
Okay. I must have taken a break to go to the kitchen or something.
Yeah.
What happened there? Did they say to him? I thought, okay.
Right before the main event, they cut to Damian limping backstage, holding his briefcase, like walking towards the arena. and Finn and Dom were saying no. Damian argues with them. Finn's like, we can't be out there to help you. You're all banged up, all this stuff. Damian's like, no, I'm going out there. He goes, I lost my titles. I'm not going away with nothing. And then as he's walking out, Rhea walks in and says, give me the briefcase. And then Damian hands her the briefcase and sits back down. And Rhea's like, not tonight. She goes, not tonight. You're not going to rush this. And then they sit back down and that was it. But I thought that was like,
and that was also
purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
Purpose.
Yeah. And but it really was exactly what it was. I think they were just showing he was not cashing in today. And
I thought that wasn't when I thought that can't be it. He's really going to cash in. And I just couldn't believe that as we jump to Seth and Shinsuke Nakamura, I just can't believe you would, to me, it was the perfect way to end Seth's reign by having him so weary, so beat down. He wins a match. He's the greatest champ ever. He shows how great he is, but he just can't go any longer. And the guy comes out and takes advantage of him after a last man standing match. To me, it was a blown opportunity. Yeah. I feel like you had the perfect opportunity.
You want that match. First of all, it was probably Shinsuke's best match ever in WWE, probably ever. It's one of my favorite because, like, listen, I'm not a huge fan of last man standing matches because I feel like they're all the same, but that one was really good. It was probably one of my favorite ones. Rollins is awesome. They put on a great match. The Mist was great. I thought the match was over once he did the Mist and put him through the table. I thought it was done. Gets back up, hits him with a Kinshasa into the table, rolls out, which I thought was great because he's still standing up, and then it ends with the Falcon Arrow, which I thought was great.
I thought the whole thing was great. The Mist to the face, I was sure.
So smart. Yeah, it was so smart.
So smart and came out of nowhere. And I'm like, this is great. I think once the Mist happened, and then it just got more and more amped up from there. And I just thought and I am not a Nakamura fan. Like,
I know,
like he was good here.
Yeah.
To me, I just don't think there's anybody better working today than Seth Rollins.
I agree. And he just shows he's there. He's there all the time. He's always wrestling.
Working man's champ, for sure.
I'm not sure where this goes with if that is completely over, him and Nakamura, but if it is over, I don't really know who Seth Rollins goes against for the next few months because I don't really know what they're gonna do. I mean, I can see Shinsuke getting another match at Saudi Arabia. Just because it's so close, because it's October 8th and they have it November 4th, so it's less than a month. So I can see that happening, just because they don't have anyone else. I mean, on Raw, can you think of anyone else? I really can't. As long as Gunther's IC champion, I don't see anyone else going after Rollins.
People were saying Gunther, but either he'd have to lose to then go against.
And I know Orton is close to coming back and stuff, but I think I see Orton more on SmackDown with the Bloodline and stuff than I do on Raw. So I mean, I'm excited to see where that goes, but if that was the end of it, I thought it was great, and I guess we're just gonna have to wait to see when they cash in.
I was so disappointed. I just thought this is perfect for Damian because he lost the other titles. Like that would have been the way to go.
Yeah, I know I kind of like that they're waiting a little bit longer because like they usually do it so quick, but I feel like that was, like you said, when is he going to be more beat up and battered down than yesterday?
I mean, because the reason you do that is save Seth's reputation.
100%. Yeah.
Because if you have him just be in a good match and he just, but he was so beat up.
Yeah. The one thing I guess they're going for and wanted to show is that he went through all this stuff and it just shows how strong of a champion he is. And I think it does take out any of the, because people are saying it's a consolation championship, and I think they're just proving it just isn't. Because I've been more intrigued with this than I have with Roman's championship because he's not there. So I mean, it just shows how important that championship really is, and I that's the one thing I liked by them not cashing in. It was like, all right, he's the champion, he's the best guy right now, and he's gonna be standing tall at the end, which I thought was great. So I mean, there's a benefit to both, I guess.
I know. I guess I thought, this is a perfect moment of the storyline. And the Judgment Day. So JT McDonough's been auditioning to be part of the group.
The Olive Garden.
Now he effed up. But isn't the bottom line still going to be Priest becomes champ? McDonough replaces Priest in Judgment Day. That has to happen.
Yeah. And I obviously they're going to continue this with him hitting with the Money in the Bank. So now Money in the Bank. So he's going to be mad, all this stuff. But like you said, Damian's the champion. Damian's the Money in the Bank briefcase. I still don't see unless they're waiting for Damian to cash it in after he's out of the Judgment Day, because I don't really know what they're gonna do unless the end goal is Damian against Finn at like Mania or something, where they both fight each other. Like that's the only thing I could see. But I'm not too intrigued with JD. Like he's kind of annoying. Like I don't really care for him.
I am so annoyed by him.
I personally feel like I love Judgment Day. I think they're great. They're awesome. And I don't think if Damian does leave, I'm gonna be way less intrigued. I feel like once he leaves, it's gonna be not as good anymore. The Judgment Day. I think it's
and I really, and you know what? You do look at them, and I do feel the one that you could get behind as a fan, as a face, is Damian.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Right? Like, I don't feel he's as cruel as the others.
Yeah, and like obviously, like Rhea's like the leader and stuff, but like
when did Mommy become the leader?
Yeah, once Damian
when did Mommy become the leader?
And I love that because it's hilarious to me because like she just like
somebody, do you like the Jay and Mommy flirtation?
I see that's smart because it's long.
That was smart.
Yeah, it really is. It's like they're really smart for even incorporating that because now it leads to even more.
And maybe they could play it up more, and maybe there's really competition for Mommy for Dominic.
Yeah, and I definitely think they're going to continue this at Saudi Arabia. It's going to be them again, the rematch. Probably Damian and Finn. So we'll see what happens there. I don't think Cody and Jay are going to hold it for long. Whether they lose it clean or not.
I think it's going to be a short reign, and either it's going to cause trouble, or I just don't trust the whole thing. I did point out, so since Israel went to war, yesterday, and the Saudi Arabia's part, like everything's kind of, the whole Middle East could potentially get in this. I was wondering, I think this happened one other time, didn't it? Like, wasn't there a Saudi Arabia trip that got canceled?
I know there was a big deal
with talk about it.
I think they went. I think they still went, but I don't know if everybody went. I think a lot of guys didn't go, and they had to change the whole card. That was like a few years ago.
Right.
But they advertised it yesterday, so I mean, I'm guessing they're still going to go, but
but I'm saying to you, with it changing, and if other countries get involved, God forbid.
Yeah.
This could end up being like,
I could see them not going. Yeah. 100%. Because
I remember now what you said. I think there was this whole thing with the Middle East going on, and they had to make decisions of who was going.
Yeah. That's basically what they basically let all the superstars like, hey, do whatever you like. If you don't want to go, you don't have to go, like all that. So I mean, it sucks what's going on. So I mean, in general,
it's so bad, and I was like, oh no, and then I'm like, I wonder what will happen.
Yeah,
because it could escalate in the next few weeks so bad that could cancel. All right, so. What did you think about the women's match with Io Sky, Charlotte, and
I didn't like it. I thought it was good. Those are my three top girls right now.
Can I just say one thing? I hate to give her this.
Charlotte?
Yeah, I mean, her moves are insane.
Great.
I have never seen somebody so athletic. I wanted to not want like her. And I'm like, how can you not appreciate how good Charlotte is?
Yeah, she's
been
good for so long.
God, the moonsaults and the thing.
I did kind of think she was gonna win.
So did I.
The one thing I had a problem with that a lot of people had on Twitter also had a problem with was that Bayley comes out and it's a triple threat match. There's no DQ. She's allowed to interfere, and the referee's stopping her, which made no sense because she's allowed to just break it up if she really wants to.
But what really pissed me off is I was waiting. Like, I think either WWE, I hope they're aware that they're teasing us. Otherwise, they're stupid. I was thinking like, oh my God, Io, just clock Bayley.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to break up right there.
She told her to stay in the back.
Bayley was going to do something because she was pissed that she told Bayley to stay in the back.
Yeah.
I was either thinking Bayley was going to screw.
Because they've been it's crazy. They've been a team for 2 years now, and we've always thought someone was going to turn, and they just haven't done it yet. So I mean, unless for Dakota Kai to come back,
yes, and you heard. So we're going to get into the post scrum in a minute. But I was going to say, during the post media scrum, when a question was asked, that's when Bailey said, "Isn't that a WrestleMania thing for the whole group to fall apart and everybody goes for Io's title?"
Yeah.
That could be what they're waiting for. Although,
it's definitely not worth doing it now, but there is a turn coming there, and I think I personally would like to see Bailey as a face again, even though she's a great heel. So I would kind of like to see Io and Dakota go against her, which I wouldn't be too mad about. So I mean, we'll see, but I like Io's run. She's also great in the ring, and I know
fans were behind Io in this
Yeah.
match. Again,
100%.
they weren't rooting Charlotte and they weren't rooting Asuka.
No. Yeah, it was definitely Io. Io was the one who
And
was the favorite.
Tell me at the very end of the match, who had the pin? I was confused. Was Charlotte pinning Asuka before the interference?
No, so Charlotte had Asuka in the figure 8.
Right.
Asuka was tapping
as
the ref was
saw the tap.
And then she did her backflip off the thing onto Charlotte and then pinned Charlotte.
The girls put on a great match.
No, they did. The only women's match on the show, and it was really good.
It was really good, and they only had 5 matches on the show. It was.
I loved that they did that because they didn't need any more. Those were the 5 storylines that were the most used, and then I know Gunther and Ciampa were supposed to be on there, but they ended up just putting it on Raw, which was smart. So it ended up working out.
So then we had LWO with a mystery partner versus the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. So I'm like, you're like, who do you think it's going to be? And then you figured it out. So I remember like, oh, you're right. Carlito hasn't come back yet.
Yeah, that was the best way to use it.
Back and then you come back. And you knew that it had to happen in the middle of the match.
Yeah. And you had to think of who's going to be freaking Latino that's coming out. I mean, it was
like, what Latino
can Bad Bunny? Those are the only 2.
I was thinking,
yeah.
Well, Bad Bunny just won all the Billboard Music Awards the other night in Miami, so I thought, oh, could he get to Indianapolis in time? But I would have loved to seen Bad Bunny. But Carlito,
now he's a full-time back. Carlito, they already have merchandise on the shop. All that. He's on SmackDown.
So what is your feeling on Carlito?
I mean, I think he's great in the ring. I'm very excited to see him back. I'm really annoyed that they changed his theme. He has like one of the most iconic theme songs.
It wasn't.
I don't understand. Like, I don't really care that much, but like, it's like, why? Like, what's the point? I never understood what the point was that was for. I don't get it. The only thing is that I saw that people say that it's a heel song and he's a face now, so they wanted to give him a more face song. But like, there's nothing more iconic than the "I spit in the face" when it's in the
face. Yeah, and I wonder
what they're
going to do. I was also wondering what they're going to do with if Carlito's in the faction. Are we finally going to see Santos turn? And then, because people are pushing him to be his own thing.
See, I wouldn't be too terrible. Like, I was more intrigued on seeing Carlito come back and turn on Ray and be the leader of the LWO, a heel group, and Ray's by himself. Like Carlito takes over with Santos.
That's a great idea.
That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see him come back and turn on him.
That's a great idea.
Carlito is a heel. He is a heel. Like, he's always been. It's weird seeing him as a face, but like, I am excited to see him back. It definitely now it creates more to LWO because I was bored. I was so bored with them, and now I'm not. Now I'm excited to see.
Is he gonna spit apples?
They did the new shirt on WWE has an apple on it, so that is still his gimmick. So
I just remember the spitting apples.
But yeah, it's good to see him back. He's gonna be full time on SmackDown starting this Friday. So
right now, what did you think of Bobby and the Street Profits?
I was so excited for this team up, and they've been losing every time they wrestle. I don't understand. I don't get it.
I don't get it.
I don't get what they're doing with them.
Why are they losing? Are they just going to be just horrific, more horrible? Like, what's the point?
Unless they're waiting for them to add Bianca or something, because they're lacking something. And I saw something yesterday saying that they're going to add one more member.
So it's either Jade or Bianca.
Yeah, I think I thought Jade, but I think they're going to want Jade as a solo right away. So I think it's going to be Bianca. It just has to be. And it makes sense for her.
We haven't seen my girl Bianca. Where is she?
I think it's going to be a while. I think it's going to be some type of Survivor
Series. They're taking her off because they want to erase the...
I think it's going to be some type of Survivor Series thing where they're going to be like, oh, you don't have a woman on your team, and then she comes out. So I think that's what they're going to do.
I agree. And I was watching... Did you see the whole thing when she came back to the Divas of Compton?
Yeah, I did see that.
I thought that was great.
Yeah.
So I'm still trying to figure out, are they going to... Okay, Jade Cargill. So
Big time.
Triple H.
They're treating her like a god right now. I've never
God,
seen a presentation like this before for like a sign.
right. And they're not letting her wrestle yet because Triple H says she has some work to do, which we know.
Makes sense, and that's fine.
Right. She can't, because here's the thing. Jade is not a smooth wrestler.
No, not yet.
I've not seen her yet. She will be. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jade has not been a smooth wrestler.
Yeah. And I like the presentation. I think it's smart. It was definitely better than doing this whole like return or debut, because now you're really like, if you don't know who Jade Cargill is now, you know who she is now. So it's smart. It's the best way to do it. They're treating her like a big attraction, which she is. It's honestly the first person to ever start in AEW and then come to WWE, because Cody Rhodes was in WWE, and I don't think she's the last one. I think it's also very smart to show who's in AEW right now and be like, hey, if you come here, this is how we're going to treat you. I think that's exactly why they're doing it like that at the same time. And what Triple H said in the presser is true. She's not wrestling yet because they have the luxury of waiting and having her train. Other places, you have to just put her out there and have her wrestle. They don't need that right now. They're fine without her. When they do bring her in, it's going to be a big deal. So they have time and they have the opportunity to wait.
She is such a perfect fit for them. I mean, she's like a monster.
She's going to be great there. And if she gets
they're going to get
better on the mic, or if someone is going to be with her, we'll see what happens. But I think it's going to be good.
Yeah. Okay. So then we had your boy John Cena and LA Knight versus Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa with Paul Heyman at ringside. Now, I just want to say, what's up with Jimmy?
Yeah,
is it going to work out that he's angling to get back in the bloodline?
I'm still confused on what his character is. I think that I was very surprised to see them lose clean. Like, really, I just think that I was very surprised. I thought that I had a feeling LA Knight was going to win with Cena, but does this mean we're getting LA Knight finally against Roman at Saudi Arabia, or I heard rumors they want Cena against Roman again?
I know. I was so convinced. I have been convinced that this was all to move LA Knight front and center to go against Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm reading it's going to be Cena against Roman. I mean, but that, I don't know why we're doing that.
Styles, I heard, because they were teasing Styles too.
Styles, I mean, no.
Yeah.
What did you think about the hot tag that they set it up so perfectly for? They just
was in there for like 20 minutes.
20 minutes getting beat up. And you knew it was such a big thing. The move of the night, though, goes to LA Knight. When he leaped up to get Jimmy Uso,
great,
was the best move. And I thought, he's really good.
Yeah, he's definitely getting better. The crowd they were only chanting for LA Knight. It's insane. Like, he was so much over than anyone in that ring.
I don't know, but first John Cena was they loved him.
Yeah, no, it's great. This is awesome for him. He didn't even really need it, and now he's even bigger than he was. LA Knight raised Cena's hand at the end, which I thought was great.
So now we pass the torch again.
Yeah, it's great. It's so smart.
Said, yeah.
It's so smart.
How can they not move LA Knight to a match with Roman?
Even if he's not going to win, but he just has to have that match. He has to be the one that gets him next, I think. Cena doesn't need it. Cena can go wrestle freaking solo by himself if he wants. Like, if that's what they want to do.
And I'm so glad this was why I was so glad they had the presser, and I'm so glad Cena.
It was so smart. By the way, presser was great. It was
great. And I'll tell you why. And there is nobody better than John Cena in that presser. Just the way
political answers.
The way he handles it. Just the way he can control the room.
Yeah.
Such a pro that way. Like,
everyone was asking. I noticed. I was like, "Damn!" Everyone's asking Cena questions. No one's asking LA Knight. He said, "Yo, ask this guy a question, bro."
It's not cool.
Yeah,
it was not cool.
Yeah, and I wasn't. I'll just say, I'm not gonna shout anybody because I know some people that were there. Because as anyone who's watching, yesterday's event was invite only because it was a smaller event. I wasn't too happy with my fellow media members with the questions they were asking. I thought a lot of them were just kind of cringe.
I
And
thought they were cringe-worthy questions, and I could not believe if we were there,
yeah,
I would never have asked any of those questions.
yeah. No,
It seemed like the Taylor Swift
like you're just fishing for
clickbait
on your own account. It was for yours. It's
clickbait.
personal stuff.
Yeah,
It's not. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I just couldn't believe how far it wasn't even decent. I mean, what a waste.
Yeah, no, it was a waste. It was some of them were wasted questions. It wasn't even just that one. It was a bunch of them.
Bunch of them.
Yeah, I wasn't happy, and the fact you have LA Knight sitting there and you're asking all Cena stuff, it makes him, that's not cool.
No, and another way, and also they should control that better. Also, probably a bit ahead of time to see who's going to ask what, and then decide. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They could have done a little more vetting so it was more even. Like, what do you guys want to ask, find out, and then choose it. I thought that would have been smart. So Cena says, and it was the good question about the SAG-AFTRA strike, because
it was great.
That was the best question.
Yeah.
Because now we got the answer. Yes, that is the reason.
Yeah, I love that he was honest. Like, he was said straight up. Like, he didn't say like, I want to be here. He said, will this take you away from it? Yes, it's exactly what it's gonna do. I'm gonna leave once it's over.
Right.
And I'm glad he's honest about it. And it's true. I mean, that's his life now. And he said straight up that, basically confirming what we all thought, that strike was the only reason he came back. And he didn't even have to do that, and he did, which I thought, like, that's why I love him so much.
I thought that
would come back here, and he did.
No, and I thought what was great is, as you may know, so we're hopefully moving more forward with SAG-AFTRA this week. There's some negotiations going on. Hopefully, if it does end earlier than he's committed to in WWE, like he said, he was in the middle of production on a film.
Yeah, so he has to just go back. Yeah.
And he cannot, and what I also appreciated him admitting was he cannot be injured.
Yeah.
So he can't be putting himself out there in a match when he's contracted to do a movie, which he's the star of or a main person in, and
we don't even know on
him, and then he hurts his body and he can't do filming.
Yeah. No, and I know he's right now scheduled to be there until the SmackDown right before Saudi Arabia, and then Saudi Arabia is his last event. But I mean, if it does end earlier, I'm not sure what they're gonna do. That's why he is gonna be there this Friday. So I'm wondering if they're gonna set anything up or kind of just play loose to see what happens.
That would be, but to me, knowing even that, I would give LA Knight the match with Roman, not John.
Yeah. And then you can even have a match if Cena is still there. You can always throw in a match. Yeah,
you can put him in a match.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, what did you think about the drunk fest between Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes? I died. Okay,
no, I was like crying. I was like crying of laughter. Like I couldn't even believe what I was watching. It was so funny.
I could not believe how schnockered Jey was. Both of them.
I didn't realize Cody was drunk until you said it. And
he's drunk.
When I was like hearing him talk, he was saying it just shows how good and how professional he is. But he was slurring everything was like a long word. It was hilarious. I thought it was so good.
It was like a lit Cody and Jey.
It was so fun to watch. It made me like Cody even more.
Exactly. And Jey was Jey was
done up. Jey was done up.
And it was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
No, I mean, they did it. I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God, they're going to get in trouble. But like, I was like, I don't know. I was like, I doubt it.
And then Triple H came out and even said were drunk.
Yeah, when Triple H when I heard Triple H was coming out after, I was like, this guy's not gonna care. Like he used to be that guy. He used to be him and Shawn Michaels were those guys. And he came out and said yeet, which was hilarious. I thought that was great.
It was so funny. And
how do you see Jimmy and Cody like that backstage? I mean Jey. And send them out there. It's like, but it was awesome. That was the best presser I've ever seen.
It was the best presser. And I was so funny. So I said to Luis ahead of time, I said, these WWE pressers always stink because,
that's why I started laughing.
Because AEW always is a train wreck. Like stuff goes on. It's like they put people out there and it's much longer too. Yeah. Like the AEW ones feel
yesterday was long. Yesterday was long.
Yesterday was long.
I turned it off after Triple H. I turned it off. I went to sleep. I was exhausted. I was so tired.
During Triple H, I was like this.
Because Triple H was doing all the
If I hear him say one more time, we do what we do.
Yeah. And I the reason I loved watching yesterday's thing, presser, and we talked about like going back on AEW, it seems like those things are always very kayfabe AEW, and then it either turns to an argument or something crazy stuff happens. Yesterday's Jay and Jimmy one was so lighthearted and like just laughing, and everyone was joking around each other. It was awesome to watch. It was so funny.
Do you remember when he was saying, Jay, the guy was 45, 25? What was that? Remember the age thing with the guy that was asking the question?
Oh, yeah, because he said, he literally said, like, he asked him, oh, like, this is your first title in 9 years when you beat the Usos. And he just goes, how old are you? He just goes, how old are you? And he's like, 35. He goes, you look 45. It was great.
Then he went down to 20 and he was.
And then he said something about, like, good about the Usos. And he was like, oh, yeah, now you look 21. It was great.
And then John and LA Knight in the presser also said about he can't relax into it and how he's trying to go up to the top of the mountain and he can't really relax. And didn't he say something like that? And then Triple H confirmed it. Like, I'm trying to get LA Knight on his ride up to relax in it a little more. Cause but I get it. He's never been handed anything.
No.
It's always been a nightmare for him.
He's also never been at this, this spot. So you have to just make sure. You also have to make sure, he can handle it and be that guy and be the main guy, which they want him to be. So I think he can. I think he's a professional. He's getting better in the ring, and he's huge. So I mean, we'll see what happens with him. I hope he gets the match. I just want to see him against Roman, even if he loses. It'll be good for him.
Him and Roman would be amazing because there'll be tons of interference and it won't be clean.
Yeah,
and they won't let him cleanly beat.
So
LA Knight. I
guess we talked about enough of the show. I guess we get into all these hints about our boy CM Punk. It's happening. It's happening, and it's gonna happen soon, I think.
So is it okay then? I have a question for you. Can I wear my CM Punk t-shirt again without being...
I think you can.
I just want to know, can I wear... I have a CM Punk t-shirt and I'm so afraid to wear it that I walk down the street and people are going to throw tomatoes at me. So I want to be able to wear it again. I think it's going to happen.
I just can't believe it because it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen.
Chicago.
It's going to happen, yeah.
If they were that stupid...
Yeah. They're going to do it at Survivor Series.
I don't think, I really truly believe... Now, again, we don't know, but I think he's not contracted to AEW. I don't think there's a non-compete.
No, there's not. There's literally not.
He just go.
Yeah. He can go tomorrow.
So fed up with him.
Yeah. And
so fed up with Punk.
Obviously we saw, I'm sure you saw the huge Fightful update there was this weekend. It was a great read. They released a huge thing about him. And it basically just confirmed that he wants to go to WWE. A lot of the big guys want him there. He has to, mend some relationships with some of the big guys there. But at the end of the day, top guys that have problems with Punk said, we don't care. We want to make business. And if it's going to sell tickets, bring them in. And that's why stuff like that is why WWE is so much more not problematic and a teamwork environment because everyone just wants to make money. And that's why I'm so invested in WWE because at the end of the day, they want their big guys there. And I'm telling you right now, if we go into WrestleMania and it's like Punk against Rollins, it's going to be insane. It's if he shows up at Survivor Series.
Okay, wait. How the hell? I would love to see that. But here's Rollins and here's CM Punk who can barely move wrestling against the A-list guy.
That's the thing. I do hope Punk comes in and works on his body a little bit more and gets strong. And I hope he's working out right now because it wasn't necessarily his moveset that was bad. It was just that he always looked tired when he was wrestling. He looked gassed. So, but at the end of the day, when you put him with like a Rollins, it's going to be, more lent on Rollins.
Well, we do have to give him a break. He did tear his leg off and his arm. So, there were multiple things that happened.
I personally want to go to Survivor Series. I want to be there so bad if he's there.
Me too.
If he's there, I want to be there to see it.
Me too.
Like that's the only reason I want to
Because
go.
I'm gonna wear my shirt.
Yeah, I love Punk. I mean, I've always wanted to see him. I actually never got to see him ever live. So
I
I mean,
did in LA when he fell. But I was gonna say to you, so since you love Punk like I do too, were you devastated about what went on at AEW?
yeah,
Like,
I
how
was
did you really feel
more
about it?
upset because obviously you know that I'm not too big on AEW. I have gotten more into it. I was just upset that he came back after all those years and it just wasn't, it just didn't feel right. It had to be in WWE. It had to be. And I feel like, not gonna lie, I think it's actually better now that he went to AEW first and WWE, because now he
There's
got his
no else room to go.
he got his image back. People care about him even more now. And now when he comes to WWE, I think it's going to be like a huge spin in the face to AEW. And if it works out, because trust me, it's still a huge liability. He can go there and cause problems, and now they both look like idiots. But if he goes there, puts on like a good 2 to 3 year run where he's a kind of a part timer, is willing to put some guys over, but also get some wins, it's going to be great.
The only way you could do this truly is bring him at Survivor Series. You need the crowd behind him.
I don't even want him. And I
don't even know. But if you go to another city, because look what happened at AEW.
Yeah.
They were booing him.
Yeah. So, but if you bring him back at Survivor Series, and I don't even want him to come in as an interference, nothing. I want him to come out and give him that microphone. That's all I want. He deserves to sit in that ring. But I mean, at the end, it really is funny because like he talks so much crap about WWE. Like, how is he going to come out there and as a person, because he wants to go there? What has he told them? Like, do you think he admits like, yeah, I'm an idiot, like I should have never left? Or is it just like, because think about it, Cody Rhodes said almost just as much as Punk did about WWE, and Cody Rhodes is the face of wrestling. So I mean, I guess they're willing to burn bridges if they really have to. So
I think they will if they really have to, and there's money involved, lots of big money to be made. I don't know if it will. I don't know. Like, he just seems to botch his opportunity.
Do you think, say he signed with WWE, but they want to keep it under wraps? It's a huge debut. Do you think it's smarter to bring him in and just come out in Survivor Series, or wait and he's like the 30th entrant in the Rumble and the freaking roof blows out? Is it worth waiting till the Rumble?
I think you need the hometown crowd behind him to show that people are solidarity with him.
Look at this. If you bring him out in Chicago and he just does whatever, and he's like, and you advertised him for Raw or whatever, and then you have him as a match for Rumble, those tickets are going to be, they're going to sell so much more tickets with him being at the Rumble.
Let me ask you this scenario. What happens if they don't sign him? They give him money They give him money to come to Chicago to see how it goes, address the crowd and be there, and literally don't do anything yet. Would he come and do something, get paid a lot of money?
Yeah, I think he would. Yeah, I think
you know what I mean? Maybe it's a test. I don't know.
I remember arguing with my family members about it that watch wrestling, and friends like, no way he comes back, no way he comes back. This was when he first got suspended, and they were like, he's always going to go back to AEW, and he did. But I'll say right now, Tony Khan screwed himself over, because you signed CM Punk, got him in, got his love for wrestling back. He was all in. He got hurt twice. He could have easily just stopped after that, recovered both times, came back, gave him your own show, left again, and then you fire him with the ability to go to your competitor that is kicking your ass right now. They are kicking AEW's ass in every aspect of everything. They're selling no tickets. There was like 2,000 people at Collision yesterday. Like, literally, there's empty seats all over the arena. Their Edge goes there, no one even cares. I mean,
we need to get to that in a second before we go. Yeah.
And now you got freaking NXT with Undertaker on the show. I mean, it's not going well. And with Punk going there, and like I said before, I don't think he's the last guy. I see Starks and Wardlow going there. I mean, I really do. And I'm not saying it's ending with AEW, but it's not going well. It really isn't.
So let's talk about this. We have to talk about Edge's Adam Copeland's debut on AEW.
Thumbs down.
Do you care, and are you excited?
I don't care at all. And I'll be honest, I didn't care about him towards the end of his run in WWE. It was kind of boring. I'm actually kind of pissed because I loved Edge, and I just felt like the stuff he did at the end was like why did he go over Finn Balor at Mania? Like, why did he go over Rollins all those times? Like, he didn't really do anyone justice. He didn't put anyone over. He didn't. And now he's in AEW. His first advertisement for Dynamite, and NXT beats them out without anyone there.
And so Christian Cage is actually doing the best work of his career. He is. Like, he is so interesting and so good. The whole story is so great. How he gets everyone to flip on everybody and then takes them and poisons them and like brainwashes them. Yeah. So this whole Nick Wayne Luchasaurus thing, I like. And then you saw Adam Copeland call him out to the ring, hits his best friend, and he goes, fuck F you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you like that?
I thought it was great because if Christian was like, "Oh yeah, let's be friends," it would be stupid. So that was the best way to do it.
So obviously, the only interesting story there is Christian and Adam going to team up, and they're going to be tag champs? I'm assuming
eventually, yeah, they will.
And is Adam going to turn bad?
I would rather see that. I don't want to see Edge be this huge baby face that just wrestles all the guys. And
do you think they think that? Do you think Tony Khan thinks that bringing in Edge, Adam Copeland, rated R superstar, is on par with having CM Punk?
I think he maybe thinks that, but it's nowhere near that. I mean, if you had CM Punk on Raw tomorrow, it would do millions. Dynamite had 800,000 viewers for Adam's first day. NXT had 950 with no one. No one was there. It was just a regular NXT. So
and let's discuss this. So this Tuesday, we got so much coming up this week. So Tuesday night is Title Tuesday. AEW. Well, wait, this is interesting. So AEW announced Title Tuesday. Did they decide on NXT to go against them and just obliterate them? Or were there just two separate things that...
Are you asking why it's on Tuesday?
Well, I'm saying Title Tuesday is on Tuesday. Is that because...
Well, you know why it's on Tuesday? Because of the...
playoffs.
Yeah.
Playoffs. So they move it to Tuesday. I get that. But did the WWE decide to load up NXT because of this?
they only announced this once they announced that they're doing Title Tuesday, and then once they announced that,
that's what I'm saying. It was, right.
Yeah. Now it's obvious that it was on purpose, but I think it's funny. I think it's great. I think it's to show who's the big guy here.
Big guy.
I can't wait to see the ratings because I already, like I said, they beat them regular NXT. So imagine when it's with all this. Like I'm intrigued to see what they're gonna do with Cody Rhodes and the Cena being in the corner is gonna be awesome.
Corner for Carmelo, right?
Yeah, and Braun Breaker with Heyman. That's
Heyman.
awesome because I can see Breaker as a Heyman guy. So like I can see that. And the Undertaker is gonna be there. What is he gonna do there? Like
is Undertaker what Rhodes is announcing?
No, Undertaker's separate.
Cody Rhodes is gonna announce.
I think he's going to announce the Dusty Rhodes Classic back. You know how they haven't done it in a couple years?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to announce it, which I think is cool.
What about when he got emotional and drunk talking about...
Yeah. Yeah.
That was really touching because, Dusty was so great and was so instrumental in the development of these wrestlers.
Yeah, he's NXT. Yeah. And I've watched NXT for the past 3 months. Every week.
I never watched NXT until recently, but only because
it's so good. It is so good.
It's so good. And I hate to say, because I just can't believe Shawn Michaels is that creative, but whatever.
Yeah.
After we met Carmelo Hayes,
yeah,
I was like, this guy's so great.
And I was telling my uncle this, we were there together. We interviewed him and no one else wanted, he stood around, looking around. No one wanted to talk.
I was like, what's going on?
I wasn't going to interview him. And I was like, oh, I'll just go ask him a question. And then you asked him a few questions. He was like, your boy over here. That was the one who told you your boy. So then he was great. And I felt bad because nobody wanted to talk to him. And look at him now. Look at him now.
I just knew that this guy was so, first I had seen him wrestle. He's great.
Yeah.
I think he should go. Will he go to WWE, to the main roster?
I think eventually, yeah. Eventually, yeah.
How long do they keep them there?
Yeah, I think they will. I think Braun is going to be first probably, but NXT is so good right now. It's like its own brand. You don't even have to bring them up.
And do you think Becky Lynch is feeling stupid there, or she's got a title?
No, I think that's great for her, and I think it's so smart. It gives.
I've never clarified this. So do you like Becky?
I think Becky's good. Yeah, I think she's like the John Cena
You don't hate her like Bianca.
No, I just think Bianca was way too overrated in the beginning, and she wasn't that good in the ring in the sense of like doing more. She's just doing the same stuff. I just thought Becky Lynch was a better character, and she's done a lot for a long time. And I like that she's in NXT now because I love Tiffany Stratton. She's awesome.
Great.
She's gonna be the biggest wrestler.
She's gonna be the biggest star. Yeah.
And like I said, like that's what I'm saying. Just talking about everything. Triple H said it, and John Cena said it. It really is there has never been a better time to be a wrestling fan, specifically WWE. I mean,
I can't believe how
this roster is stacked.
Yeah, and I can't believe. I think I told you about this.
That you stopped, right?
Yeah, and I just couldn't get. I was too afraid to rip that Band-Aid off.
Yeah, like I'm not watching anymore.
It was just hard for me. Yeah. It was just really hard for me because I loved it so much, and certain things were ruined for me, and I had to like take a literally long break to get. But now I'm like, oh my god! Like now everything is so good. It's
so mainstream. It's all over. I mean, like Jade Cargill was on ESPN. She got an ESPN interview. Like only a few people get those. Like it's not even like it's crazy. And they're everywhere. And like everywhere wants WrestleMania now. So it's like hilarious. Like,
they're doing the Indianapolis thing. Pat McAfee is a little annoying, but okay.
Yeah, I love Pat McAfee, but it's like you're not. Indianapolis isn't getting a WrestleMania. It's just not.
So Friday, Roman Reigns is coming back to the season of SmackDown.
Roman, John Cena, LA Knight. We got whatever happens with the Judgment Day and
Cody might pop up.
And Damian, so they're all going to be there. Carlito's going to be there. They said, so it's going to be good. It's going to be good,
right? Because they have to do a big season premiere.
And then tomorrow, I'm intrigued to see the whole Cody thing too. So, I mean, that's next.
Did you know and are you aware that on Collision last night? Do you know about this?
All I saw was that I watched my boy do a dance off that I thought was the stupidest thing in the world. Jeff Hardy.
He did? I didn't see it.
I was like, what am I like? What is AEW? Like, I'm not even kidding.
He's dancing off with who? What do you mean?
Jeff Hardy did a dance off with freaking what's his name?
Yeah.
What's the guy that does that dance?
Garcia.
Garcia. Yeah. So
why did that happen?
There was a tag match, and Garcia was doing his dance in the middle, and then Jeff Hardy started doing this thing, and they were doing it back and forth for like 20 seconds. It was so stupid. It was so dumb. I hated it. It's so dumb.
So first of all, again, trying to watch this premium live event in Los Angeles at the same time, I can't make it all work.
Yeah.
So when I went back to watch Collision, it wasn't on, and then it was baseball and something else in the repeat. But apparently, Big Bill and Ricky Starks defeated your.
I saw that.
I was like, they put the tag champ, they changed it,
and I saw that it was a complete squash. Right?
What was that?
I don't know. It was a complete squash, and Dax was the only one in the ring the whole time.
So something's up with Cash?
I think one of them's hurt.
Or they're arresting Cash.
Dax never tagged out, and they beat the crap out of him and just pinned him. That was it. It was a 3-minute match. I read online.
Something had to happen.
Yeah,
something had to happen. I just think so. Big Bill and Ricky, I don't get that. So Ricky,
all I'm gonna say is that I'm very big on Ricky. I think he could be really good. And Big Bill, I gotta give him props. Everyone on Twitter giving him props, and I agree. I loved him. I was really big on them in WWE. I had their shirt. They're from New Jersey, so like I really like.
I was all over them too. Yeah.
Yeah, and like
he's getting a push here because he wasn't getting it.
He was so big there, obviously got released for some stuff, gained so much weight. He was an alcoholic, got all the way back from that, worked his way through TNA, got signed from AEW, and now he's putting on some good work. So it is cool to see like guys like that finally get their shot. It's his first title in his carear.
I know, I thought it was great. I think it's such an odd pairing, but I was shocked that they just dropped that title.
Yeah, after all that, like I said, after that huge reign, it's the same thing as how I felt about Cassidy. He had that whole reign, and now
Orange.
Yeah,
I mean, that's another thing. Orange is great. Ray Phoenix has it. Moxley, I guess, is wrestling him again, or did that happen last night?
I
Moxley's
don't
going to get the title back because he hurt
Yeah.
himself last time.
Yeah.
I don't care. I want Orange back.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like AEW's been a little lackluster. And now with Adam Cole's out for freaking months. So that
Only thing that's good on AEW. No, there's some good things. The AEW segments with Adam Cole are still great. The video segments.
Yeah.
But you're like, okay.
Yeah, I just feel like I feel like even if you're an AEW fan, I feel like you have to just see that WWE is so much more popular right now and on fire. They sell out every show, every Raw, every SmackDown.
I thought the 4th anniversary of Dynamite where Edge, Adam Copeland.
See, that's why it was a huge.
Wait, I want to say the show was good though. I thought the show as a whole on Dynamite had some interesting things. I didn't think it was a bad show.
I didn't think it was a bad show, but that's why I was so surprised to see that they lost to NXT because I was like, it's your 4th anniversary show and no one watched. Like, is it just because they're just getting bored?
No, but there's also the problem. Did you hear what happened? They had the wrong listings at the wrong time.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that.
There was a whole mess up with Warner Discovery. I mean, they didn't do them any favors.
But see, that's like, why does that stuff happen? That's just
why is that happening? And then there's always sound issues too.
Yeah, it should never be happening. It's weird.
Yeah, so I feel like that's not great. Okay, so I guess we'll have to regroup either Saturday or Sunday.
I would say probably Saturday morning we could probably do a show after SmackDown. It's gonna be a good show.
If you're not at a football game.
No, they don't.
Do we explain why you're wearing the Ohio State thing when you're going to West Virginia?
So I go to West Virginia, but our family's Ohio State fans, so we went to watch Ohio State this weekend.
Nice week. Let's just recap this. You go to the Ohio State game, West Virginia to Ohio.
Yeah, 2 hours.
Columbus,
yeah.
Go to Columbus. Now, you don't want to miss Fastlane, so you and your family are watching it in the hotel.
Listen, and all I'll say is that we did consider, there was a few moments where we considered driving to Indianapolis because it was only 2 hours from Columbus. So we almost went, but the tickets were too expensive. If the tickets were cheaper, we were going to go.
What were the tickets at?
Like 89, 90, but like I didn't think it was worth it.
This is what I thought was going to happen, everybody. I thought I was going to get a text. Guess where I'm at? I'm like, like Fastlane. I'm like, what?
No, yeah. So then we get out of the game at like 4:00, and then we were like, all right, we have time to Fastlane, and then we got some food, and then I was like, all right, we're watching it. And my little brother was there.
So what, your little brother and your uncle were there, right?
Yeah, they're all there. My little brother is just as big a fan as me, and so is my uncle.
Okay, so who's uncle and brother's favorite WWE superstar?
So, like I said previously, my little brother is being Cody Rhodes for Halloween.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
When you say little brother, how young?
8 years old.
Oh.
So, like I said, he never got to see Cody like I did. So the fact that all these kids love Cody Rhodes and that's how popular he is, it shows how well he's done in his character and the baby face and the putting on that he's the best. Because he could have came out and been like, who the hell is this guy? But now he's like, that's his favorite. He's literally dyeing his hair.
Are you helping your brother with his outfit?
No, it's so funny because they got him the tattoo. They have the temporary tattoo.
The Cody tattoo.
Yeah, they got him. They're literally dyeing his hair blonde for the costume. He wants to do full out, like all out. Are you
going as John Cena? What are you going?
I was like, I want to be Seth Rollins or something, or Roman.
Seth Rollins.
I can do Roman. I have long hair.
I think you can do Seth.
Yeah, wear some crazy outfit.
Wait, hold on. Did you get Seth is great. What the hell? That jacket poof thing was so big, it was like all over immersing him. I thought that was the most dumb looking jacket. I liked the tights. I did not like the jacket. Was like, I felt it was a fashion faux pas.
Yeah, it's just he just goes over the top, and I think it's like whatever at that point.
And by the way, I have to give props to the WWE seamstress team, the people back there, because when I was there, you have to understand how much they are there sewing and sewing. They're moving around from arena to arena, sewing people's tights up and things.
Only imagine, yeah.
And they have a whole bunch of them. They're great.
Yeah, like you said. So yeah, my uncle is actually he's like LA Knight's his guy right now. Like he bought the shirt.
So he's going as LA Knight, you're going as Seth, and he's going as
no, yeah. So Yeah, so they loved it. They loved the match. My little brother was so excited to see Cody win. He was shocked.
I was shocked.
And then we're watching. It's funny because he has like his little opinions. It's like hilarious because he acts so much older than he is. Like he knows way more about wrestling than I did at his age. Like he is.
What does he say?
Like we're watching the women's match. And he's like Asuka is overrated, and I was like, oh, I agree. I was like, I agree with you. And then we're watching. What else? Oh, he was saying how much he likes LA Knight. He says, yeah, like throughout the day, he'll just be like, yeah. He'll just be.
I think we need a special guest appearance.
We are going to get him on eventually.
We need to have him on. We need to ask his opinion. We need to hear what he says. I mean, because like, isn't really about, that's what the WWE is so great at, is how they appeal to kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. And he like dying for me to take him to, like, I want to take him to the next time I have like media, because I want him to ask a question. I want to see if they let me, but I don't know if they would let me. So I have to contact them and see if they let me do that.
Yeah. They might.
Yeah. Because for them, it'd be freaking hilarious. So I mean,
that'd be hilarious. Yeah. So did your brother think it was a good paper? Yeah.
Yeah, he liked it. He really liked it. I liked it. I liked that it was short and just easy to watch, and I was in bed by 11.
It was really easy to watch, and I was like, oh my God, there were only 5 matches and it felt full.
Yeah, it was great. And they gave
added with all this extra stuff.
They gave Cody and them a long time, and they gave Rollins and them a long time. And the Cena match was a long time too, so it was good. It was good. It was very I liked that they had 5 matches, and I don't like that. It's like they have 5, AEW has 14. It's like maybe we can meet in the middle a little bit and like give us an 8, not like 14 or 5.
Yeah, you know I mean, there's like 14 on the AEW, and it was, but I have to say, those matches on AEW in their PLEs are insane.
Yeah, I agree. It's just the buildup is never.
It's never there, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, it was good. I liked it. I was very. I like that. I'm excited for pay-per-views that aren't the big ones. Like I used to never be excited for the small ones anymore, but
either I was like, I'm not, and now I'm like, I'll watch all.
I don't want to miss anything. Yeah, it's like you missed 1 week, and like that's why I like WWE. It's like you miss 1 week, and it feels like you missed the story.
Not all the time. Sometimes we talk, and we're like, Ron's.
Yeah. It's always like the pay-per-views before that, weeks before. It's like a drag, but I'm excited for tomorrow. I want to see what happens here.
All right, Mr. Not liking AEW. You got to be okay. You got to be open. Okay,
it's good because we have this dynamic on the show. I'm the one that doesn't like them, and you like them, so we have the argument.
Right.
Yeah.
I just want to know. I'm hoping we'll all be at Survivor Series.
If you're gonna go, I would like to go. We'll
go.
We'll see what happens. Yeah.
We'll go. Yeah. All right. I'll talk to you next weekend.
Yes.